With your forecast update from the National Weather Service office in Phoenix, I'm meteorologist Jared Heil. Several things to talk about today, so we'll get right into it. First off, it's the heat. Excessive heat warnings around the area, beginning today in Phoenix, tomorrow outside the city. This goes through the weekend, and you can see many of our neighbors are also dealing with heat concerns over the next several days to come. Some details for you on what we're anticipating. The lower desert still 110 to 115 through the weekend, and those low temperatures will be 80 plus in many lower deserts. In Phoenix, with the urban heat island, mid to upper 80s for low temperatures. That's just prolonging the heat well into the evening, well into the overnight, increasing the dangers of this prolonged heat episode. So that will put us in a widespread high to very high heat risk. And what that means is the heat is deadly in this situation. If you stay out too long, you get dehydrated, you start to suffer heat exhaustion, and then you could go into a heat stroke situation. So the best thing to do, if you can, just stay inside. Let this intense heat wave pass. It will turn not as hot, still hot, but not as hot by the middle of next week. And we'll talk about that in just a second. The weather risk outlook for you here, showing the heat as the primary concern with the red and purple colors through the weekend. But we're also a little bit concerned about dry thunderstorm formation and perhaps some dry lightning strikes across eastern Gila County tomorrow and Friday. The reason we're concerned about that is because it is so dry. We're in a drought. It's the driest time of the year, and dry lightning strikes are a key cause of sparks for wildfires. Taking a look at the weather pattern right now and the reasons we're somewhat concerned about this, you can see a couple of sources for moisture in the satellite imagery. High-level moisture coming at us from Mexico, and then also an outflow boundary over New Mexico, with some high-terrain cloud cover already percolating over eastern Arizona into southwestern New Mexico today. This is the precipitable water, a measure of moisture in the air. In green, that is where we start to say, hey, you know, there could be enough moisture for something to happen, and then we have to look deeper to see what that could be. In this case, there's not enough moisture in the lower atmosphere for clouds to develop in the deserts to produce rain. And even in the high terrain, probably not going to have enough moisture for rainfall. But it could be just enough moisture to produce clouds tall enough to create lightning strikes. And this is the probability of radar returns that could be strong enough to produce lightning strikes. See, that focus tomorrow is mainly going to be in southeastern sections of Arizona. But those colors kind of clip into sections of Gila County. If we let this run one more time, you can see that tomorrow afternoon. So the risk is low at this time, but there is the potential for that dry lightning in Gila County. We'll keep an eye on that. Another thing we're keeping an eye on is just how long is this heat going to stick around, and we're getting closer and closer to monsoon season. Next week is Monsoon Awareness Week in Arizona. Temperatures at or just above normal on that 2-week trend, but take a look here at the precipitation outlook from the CPC, really honing in on a little better confidence of above normal precipitation up into Arizona and the Four Corners in the week 2 time frame. So here's what that looks like on one forecast model. I'll take this full screen again. This is the European EPS long-range forecast product. This is not the official forecast. This is one of the tools that we use to produce our forecasts. Temperatures stay at or above normal for the next 10 days. The hottest periods this weekend and then late next week. It's toward the tail end of that forecast period when temperatures drop a little bit again to around 104 on this particular guidance, when about 40% of the Ensemble members that go into making this product produce rainfall in Phoenix. You would think, well, that sounds really encouraging, right? Well, we've seen these before, and sometimes it pans out, sometimes it gets delayed, sometimes the models and the forecast changes. Again, this is outside our official forecast time frame, but it is worth keeping an eye on because perhaps we may start to see some moisture entering Arizona in the week 2 time frame. So we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, we want you all to stay safe and stay cool out there and stay up to date on the weather here with us at the NWS Phoenix. Have a great afternoon.